Hello everyone, Becca here from Willow Hill Designs, and today I am working on Margarete Miller's weekly collage planner challenge, and this is week 8, and the prompts are something that has a plug, a house, a photo of your family or a family member, a piece of letter or postcard, something stitching real, drawn or stamped, and cursive. So because I decided to choose this something with a plug that is my sewing machine, one of my sewing machines, I decided to choose a featherweight, and that kind of led me to the other prompts. Excuse me, photo of your family. I chose my Nani, and this is actually a picture of her for her passport. She was going back to Italy for the last time to visit her sister, and she was actually 72 here. She was older, very brave. Ships were slow at that time, and not the luxury liners I don't think that we have today. And but she was a master seamstress, so I decided to choose her as my family member to put in here. And a piece of a letter or postcard. Let's see, I had this postcard that was very special, and I love it, but I didn't want to put the Cape Cod here on the front, so I decided to use the back of that. And something stitched, real, drawn or stamped. I just did some stitches on my machine on a scrap piece of fabric. I think this is a design that my Nani would love, rather than just a straight stitch or a zigzag. So I chose that. And for a house, this, by the way, is the piece of my postcard. I just cut my address and everything off of here, and I just thought I'll use part of that. And for a house, I chose this quilt that I made, and I made this for my daughter and son-in-law for their wedding. Actually, it's a wedding quilt, and I'm doing something similar, although the design is different, for my son and his wife. I'm working on that one now. So that's my house that has the cabin here. And this is the whole quilt. This it has a sort of a weathered wood border, and it has some what look like birch branches crossing the quilt. That's the whole picture of the quilt, which I'm going to put over here. But I took that border off for this picture. And another house that I have is this quilt. This was one of the first quilts I made years ago, and this has houses on it. I actually called this quilt Northwood's Houses, so that'll be included in here as well. So I've kind of got an idea of where I'm going with this, so I will start, and hopefully I won't forget how I did this. So I'm going to start with this. I just made a copy of the back of the postcard, and I'm just going to include this portion of it on this page. So I made some marks here so that I could see where to put it, remember where to put it. And let's hope that I do remember where. Okay, I guess that's kind of approximately where I had it. And then I was thinking I would put this quilt here, something like that, And under the quilt, I'd like to also put this quilt, just showing these houses. So I think before I glue that down, I'll glue this quilt down. I love quilts with houses, I've made several, any kind of a quilt with a house, I love it. And this one still hangs in our great room just because it has moose on it, and I love the whole theme of the Northwoods houses. Okay. So that is down, and I think I can now put this down. I'll see. Let's see, I'd like to overlap this with the machine. I think maybe I'll put the machine here. And I'd like to put my Noni here because I feel that she started my love of sewing, not knowingly. I was 12 when she left us, but she loved sewing. It was something she loved to be in her sewing room. She was just so happy in there making beautiful, beautiful things. She would put lace on her sheets. She made all of her children's clothes. So I feel it's perfect to have her in here. But before I do that, I'd like to insert this stitching here. So I think that will go there. And I think I'll put her here. And I have another piece of stitching as well, which I think I'll put like that. I think I'll just sort of stagger it. I don't know, maybe it should come down a bit. Maybe that should be up. Maybe I'll do that. So I think first I'll get that stitching down. Let's see. So probably there. And I chose the red on this because of the red roof in the cabin. And also there's red on these houses here. I thought that might, I almost did black. I think black would look nice as well. But decided to go with red. So I guess I can glue this quilt down. Something like that. I think that'll be okay. Okay. It's funny, you have an idea of how you want it, and then you go to replicate it. It never comes out quite the same. So let's see. Let me see if I am up here. Okay. I think that's okay. Okay, and now I think this can go down here. There's a little doe peeking out from this tree. No, actually, this is a buck, and then there's the doe here drinking. I'll probably have to cover that buck a little bit, although he's still visible. This is a fun machine to sew on when I'm not sewing on my modern computerized machines. I do love to sew on this one. And another that my son bought me. He's bought me a few machines, vintage Singer machines. And I love to just sit in front of my bay window in the dining room and stitch, just do kind of mindless stitching. And I don't let myself do that very often. I should really make more time for that. But something about sewing on these vintage machines, it's so enjoyable. So let's see, where should we put Nani? Maybe here. I think like that. She would like these stitches because they're not just ordinary straight stitches. She loved to make things beautiful, and I have some of her sheets that she stitched lace on. And for working on a treadle machine, oh my goodness, they're just beautiful. The stitches are beautiful and perfect, and that's not easy to do on a treadle machine. I often think what would she think of my modern sewing machine that does so much? She would just be amazed and thrilled. I'm sure she'd love it. And I just went around, this is in a little tiny silver frame, and I just went around this with a little bit of Distress Oxide, just to sort of make it look a little more vintage. She actually waited to go to Italy until I was born. She wanted to make sure that my mom was okay when she had me. And as soon as I was born, then she was off to Italy one more time. She didn't like her picture taken, so I don't have many of her. She had beautiful auburn hair and gorgeous blue eyes, like this stream, just the brightest blue eyes. Just very, very pretty and very special and sweet. And I have this sign on my wall in my great room, and I love this sign. It says, "The mountains are calling and I must go." So I thought I would put this here just because it, I think I named this quilt Cabin at Yak Valley. Oh gosh, I can't remember what I named that quilt for the kids, but definitely a mountainous region with a beautiful cabin sort of nestled in the mountains. So I just thought this would be so nice to put on there. Kind of goes with my thoughts about everything. So I'm just gonna pop this here. And I have one more little this was also on my room in our home, on our wall, and I just thought it kind of went with home. It's part of the decor in our great room. This is an embroidery that I did by Kathy Schmitz, and she had it turned into a little quilt. So I thought that might be fun to put here. Just kind of homey touches. And a postcard from someone special. Kind of all ties in for me anyway. So I thought I would pop this on there. It's just a little something extra. something also sewn on my sewing machine. And something cursive, something in cursive. So I'm going to write Nani in cursive under her picture. A little crooked, a little off kilter there. But let's see, let's make sure I'm back in. Yes, I think so. Okay, so that's it. I think I'm going to glue this down as well, because that shows the whole quilt. With that weathered wood border. The fabric that's available now, I have stacks of fabric set aside for my son's quilt, possibilities for grass, for mountains, for the stream, all sorts of things, for deer. So it's like the sky is the limit. There's so much available today. I may put something else on this page too. But, okay, so that completes it. I think I got everything. Something that has a plug, my Singer Featherweight, a house, the house in this quilt, and houses in this quilt, Northwood's houses. A photo of your family, our family member, that would be Nani. We call her Nani. That's in Italian, actually Nonna or Nani. We called her Nani. A piece of letter or postcard, that would be up here. Stitching reel drawn or stamped, and here's my stitching. Something pretty for Nani. And bonus cursive, messy and crooked, but I put Nani on here. So that is my completed week 8. Thank you very much for joining me. I will show you a close-up. Of what I've done here. And I'll show you a close-up of the completed quilt. So now to replicate something, not the same scene, but something similar for my son and his wife, I'll see what I can come up with. So thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate it. Thank you also to the new subscribers for the lovely comments that I get. I appreciate it all. So thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.